Hello dear students. In this video, under data link layer, I'll be teaching you another error control technique provided by the data link layer, the sliding window ARQ method. There are two variants of sliding window ARQ, go back in ARQ and selective reject ARQ. I'll be teaching both of these in this video. The error control mechanism provided by the data link layer is useful for error detection and retransmission between the sender and receiver. There are two categories of error control, stop and wait ARQ and sliding window ARQ. I have covered stop and wait ARQ in my previous video. In this video, I'll be teaching sliding window ARQ. There are two variants of sliding window ARQ, go back in and selective reject. So we shall learn these two methods in detail now. The sliding window ARQ method is quite useful for continuous transmission error control. So we have learned sliding window method in flow control as well. In sliding window protocols, the sender maintains a sender window and the receiver maintains a receiver window. These windows are helpful to keep track of the frames which are currently sent and received. So the sliding window supports continuous transmission error control. The continuous transmission means the sender will transmit some number of frames, multiple frames, before it receives an acknowledgement. So unlike stop and wait, in which the sender sends one frame, waits for its acknowledgement, only then it sends the next frame. So every frame requires an acknowledgement in stop and wait, whereas in sliding window method, some number of frames will be sent at a time and all of them will be acknowledged at once by the receiver. So such method is called as continuous transmission, where multiple frames are sent and one acknowledgement will acknowledge all of those frames. So in such methods, sliding window ARQ protocol is very helpful. The ARQ here stands for automatic repeat request. In sliding window ARQ, retransmission can occur in three different scenarios. So in the first case, the sender keeps the copy of all the transmitted frames until they have been acknowledged. Suppose the frames from frame 0 to frame 4 have been transmitted and the last acknowledgement which was received is for frame 2. Then the sender has to keep the copies of frame 3 and 4 because they have not yet been acknowledged. The second scenario, the receiver can send either a negative acknowledgement or positive acknowledgement depending on the condition. If the frame was correctly received, it sends a positive acknowledgement, whereas if the frame was received with errors or a damaged frame was received, then negative acknowledgement will be sent back to the server. So in these cases, since the sliding window is a continuous transmission mechanism, the acknowledgements have to be numbered. So plain acknowledgements without any numbering will not serve the purpose because multiple frames would be sent at a time before an acknowledgement. So whenever an acknowledgement has to be sent, numbers have to be mentioned in sliding window ARQ. The acknowledgement frame is always numbered with the number of the next frame the receiver expects to receive. And the NAC frame, negative acknowledgement frame, will be numbered using the number of the damaged frame. So this is the convention which is followed in the sliding window ARQ. The third scenario of retransmission is the sliding window ARQ is equipped with a timer in order to handle the lost frames and lost acknowledgements. Suppose n-1 frames have been sent before receiving any acknowledgement. The sender waits for the acknowledgement before it sends the next frame. So it will start a timer. So as soon as it sends some number of frames as per its window size, it starts its timer, and it would have set the timer for some number of seconds. Once the timer, after waiting for that period, goes off, then the sender will retransmit one or all of the frames depending on which protocol is used. So these are the three features of sliding window ARQ. So the sender has to store the copies of all those frames which are not yet been acknowledged. That is one feature. The second is the acknowledgement frame and negative acknowledgement frames have to be numbered, since it's a continuous transmission error control method. And the third feature is the sender will not indefinitely wait to receive an acknowledgement. So after sending the prescribed number of windows as per its sender window, the sender will start the timer and wait till the timer goes off. And if the acknowledgement is not received before the timer goes off, the sender will retransmit all the frames or only those frames which were not acknowledged, depending on the protocol which is underlying in the data link layer. So two protocols are used. When I say underlying protocols for retransmission, there are two flavors: go back N ARQ and selective reject. In go back N ARQ, if one frame is lost or damaged, then the sender will retransmit all the frames, after which it has not received a positive acknowledgement. That is go back N ARQ. So here there are three possibilities which occur for retransmission in go back N. The first case is damaged ARQ. When the frame is damaged, then the receiver receives, the receiver sends a NAC frame, negative acknowledgement frame. So in that case, all those frames which were sent between the previous positive acknowledgement and the current NAC frame, all of them will be resent by the sender. So that is shown in this particular diagram very nicely. So here the sender has sent 4 frames, 0, 1, 2, and 3. These are the 4 frames which have been sent, out of which frames 0 and 1, data frame 0 and 1 have been received correctly, whereas data 2 is erroneous or it is damaged. Hence, the receiver will send an acknowledgement frame number 2, indicating that it has received frames 0 and 1 correctly, whereas it is expecting data 2 to be sent. So seeing this acknowledgement, the sender understands that data 0 and 1 have been received correctly, followed by Act 2. So see, if you observe, Act 2 was sent after data 1, after which again the sender has sent data 2 and data 3. Data 2 was discarded by the receiver due to some error. Hence, it will send NAC 2, negative acknowledgement for the frame 2. So seeing NAC 2, the sender not only resends data 2, it also resends data 3, because go back N protocol is in use. So in go back N, the sender will resend all those packets between the previous positive acknowledgement and the current negative acknowledgement. So if NAC 2 is received, starting from data 2, all those frames which were not yet positively acknowledged after data 2, all those frames have to be sent. In this case, frame 2 and 3 have been resent. So this is how the go back N protocol works in case of a damaged frame. The retransmission can also occur in case of lost data frame. So lost data frame means the data frame was lost in the transmission without reaching the receiver. That is the meaning. So in sliding window protocols, data frames are sent sequentially. one after the other. If any of the frame is lost, then the next frame arriving at the receiver will be out of sequence naturally. Say some 4 frames were sent, out of which frame 2 was missed. Naturally, the sequence will not be correct. So the receiver will check the sequence number of each frame. Whenever it sees that some frame has skipped the sequence, and hence what it will do, it will return a negative acknowledgement for the missing frame. Thus, the sending device will retransmit the frame indicated by NAC as well as all the subsequent frames. That is, all frames transmitted after this lost frame. The third possibility of retransmission is lost acknowledgement. So this is a scenario when the sender has sent a frame, the receiver has received it properly and it has sent an acknowledgement back, but the acknowledgement frame itself is lost during transmission. In such a scenario, also retransmission occurs. So the sender will send as many frames as its sender window allows it to do before waiting for an acknowledgement. Once its sender window is completed, then it will start a timer. So it indicates that it has no more frames to send. It must wait for the acknowledgement next. So it starts a timer. So once the timer goes off, then if the acknowledgement is not yet been received within the time limit, then the sender will retransmit the frames since the last positive acknowledgement. So this is how the go back N protocol works. So the major drawback with go back N protocol is whenever an error occurs in one particular frame, all those frames which were sent after the damaged frame or lost acknowledgement have to be resent again. So it's a sheer wastage of the network bandwidth. So in order to overcome this particular problem with go back N ARQ, selective reject ARQ method was implemented. So in selective reject ARQ technique, the sender and receiver nodes will be intelligent enough in order to maintain the sequence numbers, understand or interpret the sequence numbers, and only ask for a repeat transmission of those frames which were lost or damaged during the transmission, instead of asking all the frames to be retransmitted after the lost data frame. Hence the name selective reject ARQ technique. So this is a more efficient technique compared to go back N ARQ. So in this technique, only those frames are retransmitted for which the negative acknowledgement was received. So the receiver storage buffer will be maintained to keep all those frames on hold until the frame in error is retransmitted and received correctly. So instead of removing them, or instead of discarding the correct frames, the receiver will keep the frames correctly, or it will store it in the buffer, keep them on hold until the damaged frame is received correctly. Hence, the receiver should have an appropriate logic so that once the correct frame comes, it has to reinsert that frame in order along with the frames which are kept in the buffer. So that intelligence should be there in the receiver, and the sender must also have a mechanism to search its sender window for the frame for which the negative acknowledgement was received, and identify that frame and retransmit the frame. Instead of sending the whole window of frames pointed to by the sender window, it has to identify only that frame in the window which was erroneous and retransmit it. So the sender and receiver nodes have to incorporate this intelligent logic. So this figure shows the working of selective reject very aptly. The sender has sent 3 data frames, data 0, data 1, and data 2, out of which 0 and 1 have been received correctly, whereas frame 2 was received in a damaged form with error. In that case, the receiver will push the data 0 and data 1 onto its buffer and send a NAC2 to the sender. The sender, in the meanwhile, would have sent data 3 and data 4. So once it receives NAC2, it will send the data frame 2 again. So in this case, the receiver will receive the data frame 2 after the frames 3 and 4. So the receiver should have a mechanism to insert 2 in its appropriate position in its buffer and process it accordingly to avoid any errors. So this is how the selective reject ARQ works under sliding window ARQ for error detection and retransmission at the data link layer level. So in this video, we learned the sliding window ARQ and its two flavors, the go back NARQ and selective reject ARQ for error control at the data link layer level. Thank you.